welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a new episode of Today's Youth. And today we have with us here at the studio an A student of electrical engineering. He's in his junior year third of the university. He's studying electrical engineering, specialized in communication and electronics. Osama Desouki, he will tell us more about his achievements and specifically being an A student and achieving A+ in all his subjects until the third year this year. Thank you very much for joining us, Osama.
Thank you, Niveen, for having me today. I am Osama Desouki. I am a junior student studying electrical engineering, majoring in electronics and communications engineering, where I got A+ for 3 consecutive years in my study in the university, and I am the first of my class for the last 3 years.
Right. You have a very special passion for communication systems and electronics. Tell me more about this passion and when did it start?
It started since early ages. I am passionate about how the communication process is being done, how my voice can turn into digital data and be transmitted to another one living in the other half of the hemisphere. And he can still listen to me. The communication process is simply the process of communicating communication between one and another through voice or through video.
Right. At what age exactly did you discover your passion for communications, and who supported you, who pushed you forward in this?
It started since I was 16 when I joined my secondary school, STEM schools. In STEM schools we studied some subjects related to science and technology, engineering and mathematics. This sharpened my knowledge about the technological fields and especially the communication one, which got my attention.
Right. You also participated in an ICT competition, and you took the first place and prizes, and you represented Egypt through this competition later on. Tell me more about this competition. How did it start? How did you participate, and so on?
This competition is held every year. I started in this competition by studying some topics related to the networks, routing and switching, the security of the networks, and the wireless local area networks. I started about a year ago for about 2 months. After that, I participated in the preliminary stage. This stage is composed of a test, a multiple choice question test, where they can test our knowledge about the topics I mentioned earlier. And I passed this exam to qualify for the national final. The national final was an exam consisting of 500 students. The 500 students competed to secure their bronze, silver, gold, and of course the top 18 students who will later be selected. They will be 6 of them will be selected to represent Egypt in the other stages of the competition. Luckily, I was one of those students.
Selected, so you were selected through this competition to represent Egypt.
Yes, me and other 2 students of mine.
Right. Tell me more about the last competition where you represented Egypt.
After the national final, there were a regional final. Where we were competing with African countries, about 12 African countries. This was a practical exam and a theoretical exam, where we managed to get a qualifying place for the last stage, which is the global final, which was held in Shenzhen, China. In the last, or the global final, we had an 8-hour exam, a practical exam, which included a scenario of building a network in a metropolitan area consisting of branches and headquarters and branches, servers and data centers. We managed to finish this task and gladly we got the grand prize.
Mhm. What were the challenges that you encountered through this competition to reach the final stage?
The most challenge was the competition is going parallel with my studies. So I had to study for my university and study for the competition. It was an issue related to time management. But gladly I overcome this challenge and I managed my time correctly. I made a balance between my study in the university and my study for the competition.
Did you ever participate in any other competitions, or you're planning to participate in other competitions?
Before I had participated in some competitions, but it wasn't successful as this competition. I participated in IMO, International Math Olympiad, but I didn't qualify for the international stages.
That was a math tournament?
Yes, that was a math tournament.
Yes, so you're excellent in math.
Of course.
Yes, definitely. Since you're studying engineering, you must be an expert in math. You took some special training also to sharpen your knowledge with regards to communication. Tell me about the training that you took recently.
I took trainings in optical fiber networks, how to replace the ordinary copper cables that connects our homes with the central offices with other optical fiber cables that can connect us with the centrals with enormous speeds, reaching the gigabit per second. In this training, I studied what is optical fibers, how to connect them to homes, and the theory of optical fibers.
Right. Osama, you were also elected as a student representing your department, electrical engineering or communications engineering.
Yes, I am the student representative of my cohort in year 3. They elected me to represent them where I could be their tongue, talking to doctors, teaching assistants, and of course the managing directors of the university.
Right. What's your benefit of this being a representative of your department, being elected by other students to represent them? Does it add to your leadership skills, for example?
Of course, this added to my leadership skills. Also, I developed some soft skills such as communication skills and the presentation skills, where I could present our ideas, our issues to the university.
I think you have a very good voice, you told me. So are you planning to develop this talent?
Yes, I started developing my voice by learning Arabic مقامات المقامات العربية. These are the Arabic melodic sounds or voices that can be used in reciting and chanting and of course singing.
Did you ever sing at school, for example, or at university?
Of course, I sang and chanted, I recited in the school and in the university. Also, I have a YouTube channel where I post my short videos in chanting and recitation.
Right. So talking about a YouTube channel, how far do you think social media is really dominant with regards to youth?
Social media enters every house. It affects the young, the old, the men and the women, especially the young people who are using social media, regardless of the platform. It affects them in their lifestyle, in their education, of course by positive effect and negative effects, but the one can choose whether to make the social media affect him negatively or positively.
Right, we're going to go to a short break and we'll be right back with Osama to continue telling us more about his achievements throughout his university years.
الشمس بتطلع فيها تنور قلب الكل الحب يكون هو لغتها والناس تستمتع بحياتها والخير
يزيد ويفيض ويغطي حدود الأرض.
I dream a world where no one hates or holds a grudge.
Da forse una fortissima allora.
Dove si vive per l'amore che riempie il tempo di colore.
Любить и жить то, что дается свыше нам. نحلم بالدنيا اللي يعيش فيها ناس في سلام، ناس يفكروا في المستقبل يشوفوا القدام. الحلم بيلمع بعيونهم مو فرقة للونهم ولا دينهم،
بس قابلين كل اختلافاتهم عايشين مع بعض.
أحلم بمكان الحب بيطرح فيه ويملى، أحلم بمكان في كل اللي احنا بنتمناه،
وما نتحججش بأي ظروف ونعيش من غير إحساس الخوف، مع عالم واحد كل الناس بتعيش جواه.
I dream of a world where love stays everything we do. I dream of a world where everything we hope comes true.
No obstacles will stand our way, no doubt or fear to chase away. One world that does not think in terms of me and you.
De braços dados e brilho em cada olhar, sorrindo juntos nós podemos ir além.
눈 감고 상상해봐요. 모두 따뜻한 세상.
Novo mundo orientado para o bem.
كلنا جايين من نفس الأب ونفس الأم،
من حواء ومن آدم من الآخر نفس الدم. هي حقيقة ولازم نرضى،
كلنا راكبين مركب واحدة.
أكيد رايحين نوصل مع بعض البر أمان.
ख्वाब एक दुनिया का जहां हो, चैन हो अमन, हर किसी का कल खिला हो जैसे महका चमन.
Tulivyoshikana siku za kale, kwa nini tena tutenganishwe? Tamani dunia yaliyo na umoja. I dream of a world where love steals everything we do. I dream of a world where everything we hope comes true. No obstacles is in our way, no doubt or fear to chase away. One world that turns the big in terms of me and you. أحلم بمكان الحب بيطرح فيه ويملى، أحلم بمكان في كل اللي احنا بنتمناه،
وما نتحججش بأي ظروف
ونعيش من غير إحساس الخوف، مع عالم واحد كل الناس
بتعيش جواه. وشباب العالم جاي من كل مكان في الكون علشان مستقبل أجيال، مستقبل أجيال يبعت للدنيا بحالها رسالة خير وسلام هنا من أرض الأمان،
من أرض السلام.
من أرض السلام.
الحب بيطرح فيه ويملى،
Do you think that social media is far more important to youth than the traditional media, the TV and radio and printed journalism, for example?
For now, the social media is dominant. Um, for me, I prefer to watch some TV show, some movie, and a series on the platforms rather than the ordinary TV.
Yeah, well, you also have a very special passion for football. Do you play football?
Yes, I play football and I watch football.
And you're a very strong fan of who? They call you a Benzo, right?
Benzo.
This is your nickname.
Yes, yes. In response to Karim Benzema, the last Ballon d'Or winner.
Mhm. Right, moving from, of course, football, and maybe we didn't talk much about other sports that you're practicing. Are you practicing any other sports?
I go to the gym about 4 to 5 times a week, where I practice bodybuilding.
Right, so you have also a very special passion for sports in addition to singing.
I watched tennis and volleyball.
Mhm. Right, moving from sports to internships, how many internships did you attend?
In the last summer, I attended 3 internships, and I got offers from inside and outside Egypt, of course. But I wasn't lucky to capture them because of my study and pursuing the degree in electrical engineering. I took internship in multinational companies, which was one of my dreams that I achieved so far. In that internship, I learned about cellular communication or the mobile communication, the different generations of mobile, 2G, 3G, and 4G, and 5G, of course. This added to my skills and opened my eyes to a new field that I loved so much. And I prepare and plan to prepare myself to the market. I want to be a mobile communications engineer.
Right. Well, Osama, you have a dream to see Egypt as a digital hub. How did you follow the digital transformation that took place in Egypt recently?
The digital transformation that took place in Egypt started, I think, about the last decade. The government is supporting some programs in the National Telecommunication Institute and the Information Technology Institute, which are governmental organizations related to the technology and the telecommunication field. They supported some programs to help youth be subjected to new technologies in artificial intelligence, machine learning, embedded systems, and networks and mobile communications.
Right, we're going to go to a short break and we'll be right back with Osama to continue telling us more about his achievements throughout his university years. Osama, tell me, what would you like to tell youth about persistence and perseverance to achieve your goals, to achieve one's goals?
I want to add an example, a personal example of me. When I entered this ICT competition, I was aiming to participate only this year and come to the next year and secure a place. After I passed the preliminary stage, which is the first stage, I moved to the national stage, and my decision was you will get a bronze medal or even a silver medal. I didn't even think about the gold medal or the qualifying places. After the results was shown, I was one of the 3 students that will represent Egypt. At that time, I'm representing Egypt. I'm not representing myself. So I had to raise the ceiling of my ambitions in order to be suitable for representing Egypt in such an international competition. This raised my persistence, and hopefully we got the first place in the competition.
Yes, right. Tell me, Osama, did you ever follow the youth conferences that were taking place here in Egypt?
I think that the climate change conference is happening in these
It's taking
days.
place, yes, now.
Yes, this conference raises the awareness of people, especially in the Middle East and North Africa region, of the effects of climate change. It affects economy, it affects politics, it affects everything. So it is a good move to move those conferences from the Western countries to Egypt.
How important, in your opinion, is it gathering youth from different countries around the world in one place to meet together and exchange their knowledge and experiences?
I think it prepared them for the future. It developed their communication skills, their leadership skills. It allowed them to express their feelings, their ideas, and their thoughts.
Right, well, I would like to thank you very much, Osama Desouki, junior student of electrical engineering. All the best of luck.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for letting me introduce my interests and hobbies. Thank you.
Thank you, dear viewers. That brings us to the end of this episode of today's Youth. Many thanks for watching, and don't forget to join us next week, same time. Till then, it's goodbye.